Hi, it's Jane Bytheway. I'm just picking up on a theme from an earlier vlog post, the one where I was talking about the impact of decisions. And one of the decisions I shared was the way that I changed the language about something because I wasn't feeling very motivated. So I needed to sit down and write or work on my forecast for my business, but the word forecast just conjures up spreadsheets and just nothing exciting for me whatsoever. And so I decided I was going to call it something completely different. So what I actually call it now is, when I'm doing that activity, it's all about creating possibilities and freedom. And I just feel much more energized and positive about going through that whole process. And it got me to thinking about one of the key things that we all have access to every single day to improve our experience of the world, which is the language that we use. And when we pause and think about the language that we're using, we sometimes can change the language and actually then change the way that we feel and the energy and the motivation we have for doing that activity. Or actually we can change the result. We can set ourselves up for success where previously we might have been setting ourselves up for trouble and difficulties. And it came to me again last week. I'm a member of a ladies' barbershop chorus group called the White Rosettes, and the lady who was standing next to me, we had an extra rehearsal last week on the Tuesday, and she said, "Oh, I'm absolutely exhausted. I hardly slept a wink last night." And we, carried on with the session. And then towards the end, she said, "Oh, I'm really exhausted, but I just don't think I'm going to sleep tonight either, because by the time I get home, I'm just going to be completely past it." And I just said to her, well, what if you give yourself a different message? What if, as you're driving home, you say to yourself, when I get home and I lay my head down on the pillow, I'm going to get a completely refreshing night's sleep, and I'll wake up at the time that's right for me. And I just left it at that. Anyway, the following night we had our normal rehearsal, and she was absolutely beaming, and she just went, "It worked, it worked." She'd had a really amazing night's sleep. Now you might think, is that really the case? Well, why don't you try it? If there's something that you want to achieve, and at the moment you're talking to yourself in a negative way about it, that'll be hard, that'll be tricky, why not just turn it around and suggest to yourself that actually, I can get that done. And it's going to happen with ease. It will be effortless and easy, and see what happens. I'd love to hear how you find that.